and introduce our players. I just need a quick moment to minimize XSplit, and I'll be all good to go. Alright guys, so in the bottom left corner of the map, we're going to be starting with Mr. Universe himself, the blue Protoss player from Team Dignitas. It is BlinG. I said earlier the last time I cast BlinG was in the semi-finals of the SC2 ITL when he saved Dignitas Dead Pixels against Team Baguette. From a 2-3 deficit, he came back and saved the day. There were some really good matches, but I actually forgot. I actually cast him a little bit in the IEM qualifiers for IEM Shenzhen as well. So I actually have cast our main man BlinG a little bit since then. So he's the Protoss player in the bottom left. Very early scout from him at the start of this game. I guess just after gateway, not that early. As we introduce our player in the bottom right corner of the map. We saw a couple of TVPs from him. Let's see how he fares against what is an arguably more difficult opponent. In the bottom right, our purple Terran player from AT Gaming. It's Optimus. I did indeed get your donation, Farflame. I told the chat to give you some SC2I hearts. I read it out just before, but I haven't updated it on the stream because I was AFK right until I came back, and when I came back it was, you know, as soon as I came back we were straight in game, so I'll update it during the next break onto the stream. So don't worry, I got it, and hearts out to you. Have another SC2I heart. Subs! SC2I hearted up. I like having something that's like, I like having a emote which is actually genuinely useful in some ways. It's kind of nice. What else is going on? Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. We are just at the start of this TVP between BlinG and Optimus. BlinG going to find his opponent not up here, and these guys just kind of have a little bit of a battle with their workers. And I mean, neither of them have a base up here, so I don't know why they're so bothered about having a little bit of a fight. But a little bit of a fight is what they will have. This Reaper, unfortunately, is going to go in the wrong direction. He's going to head to the upper left, and we'll be seeing that his opponent is not up here in just a couple of moments' time. And is he on the hunt for that probe? Where is he going? I think he might be hunting for that probe, but the probe's actually chasing the SCV back down. I think what he might be a little bit worried about is that BlinG wants to keep this probe up here to proxy something, so that's what the Reaper's going to check. Check if he can find that probe in the top right corner. So he's going to be coming up here and seeing what he might be able to find. But I mean, there's nothing to find. Again, that probe didn't leave behind a pylon. It's heading in towards the main base of Optimus now, and Optimus will see this. And so he's missed a little bit of an opportunity with his Reaper to kind of get across here and get some early information on his opponent. He doesn't even know if his opponent has a Nexus just yet. Sorry, that was BlinG's vision. He doesn't see anything at all, so Optimus a little bit blind. Does he still think his opponent's in the upper left? He definitely might. In fact, it looks as though he does think that right now. We see a Twilight Council on the way down for BlinG. So again, fast Twilight Council very much is the kind of meta game in PvT right now. Fast Blink, and you can put a little bit of pressure on it if you want. In general, it's just very good for stopping drops, etc. early in the game. And you can kind of transition nicely from that point onwards. So, yeah, this Reaper coming across the map from Optimus, going to be coming across, seeing what's up, seeing what's happening. And the Reaper pops in towards this natural expansion, gets turned away by the Mothership Core. And this Reaper just going to have to back off. But at least he confirms the Nexus is up and running, which is something for him at least. 2 more gates being added on in kind of the corner here. It's actually going to block that Reaper a little bit if he tries to jump up in this direction. It's going to be a little bit problematic, and it actually forces him straight into the path of Stalker number 1, but the second Stalker a little bit out of position, but he's going a long way around to reach the Twilight Council. Oh my god, did he see it there? Oh! Just misses the Twilight Council in his vision, so Optimus completely blind right now, has to build an engineering bay in case of Dark Templar, in case of the potential you know, threat of Oracles coming in as well. He is once again reactoring out mines, and he actually adds on a Hellion this time around, so we'll see how this is going to go. So it looks as though 3 mines and a Hellion, and we'll see what he can get done with this. The spawn's actually quite nice for him to go straight in towards his opponent's main base, so this is quite nice, and no real vision just yet for BlinG. His robo finishes, and he's going to start getting his observer out now. There's going to be a little while. I mean, he's going to be pretty much ready in time here, as Optimus isn't really boosting this medevac across the map. Pylon's being set up for BlinG to get aggressive with if he would like to. And a lot of Stalkers in the main base. With Blink about to finish, Optimus has to be very careful because a Blink on top of this medevac could be deadly. And yeah, he's just going to have to get out of there. Too many Stalkers to realistically fly the medevac into there, so he's not going to risk the units. He's just going to hang back. He sees all them Stalkers, and did you see the Twilight Council this time around? Still no, but I mean, so many Stalkers, you kind of have to assume that Twilight Council is down and whirling away right now and getting that Blink upgrade. So Optimus should have a bit of an idea about what's happening. Mine's moving out a little bit and just going to cover the front, watch for any kind of attack coming towards the front door, so you can pull SCVs to repair the bunker in time as the gas comes up on the natural right now as well. And and yeah, cool. So never mind coming across, and that's just going to block the third base of BlinG for a little while. So just being annoying and getting these mines on the map a little bit. This pylon's set up but not really doing anything. A single Stalker gets warped in, and he's actually just going to come and work away at this Widow mine at the front because his observer sits overhead, and he'll be able to kill this off without ever being at risk. So this is quite nice. Optimus going to lose this mine, unfortunately. Back into the main base, a Widow mine and a Hellion, and ooh, the mines are in trouble! Oh my god, that was so unlucky for Optimus. I was going to say the probes were in trouble, but one mine went off into the gas and the other one got killed off. So the probes were all stacked, but they just didn't get targeted down in time. And unfortunately for Optimus, he misses a chance to do some major damage there. Extra racks on the way behind this. 2 more on the way up, so going up to 5 in total. His third CC finishes as well. And this is all looking very standard right now from our Terran player. No real shocks, no real surprises just yet. Marauder production begins as well. And yeah, +1 starting 2 stim packs on the way, double medevacs on the way. +1 weapons is coming down for BlinG. And again, this is very similar to what Value at Risk was doing on this map in Game 1 of BlinG and Optimus' series. Pretty much exactly the same in all honesty. Just Optimus not finding an opportunity to really do any damage at all at this point in time. A few Marauders at the front. I think this is a few too many to realistically attack into for BlinG. Concussive shells on the way for our Terran player as well. He'll go into combat shields behind this. And yeah, I think there's just a few too many Marauders here, especially with a couple of medevacs out. Third base does fall back, was moving into position, but seeing the Stalkers decides to just pull it away for now. Isn't too confident in moving out here, but does send his medevacs out onto the map, and this is something which BlinG, is he really prepared to deal with here? He should recognize this though. I mean, seeing that there's only a few solo units in the natural, he has to start to realize, well, where's the rest of his army? You know, it's not just hanging around in his main base, is it? Because it's not like you can really blink up here or anything. So surely BlinG has to realize that this drop's coming in, and he does now see it. And does he have the units? Well, no, not really. There's a Colossus, and I think just stimming onto the Colossus could be a good move here. He's going to be able to grab that Colossus, and he might be able to grab a couple of Stalkers as well. He just lifts up and gets out of there, blinks though, and will not be able to pick up that couple of medevacs. So BlinG actually doing a nice job at trying to hunt these down, but just not good enough. Optimus doing a really great job, and he picks off a Colossus there. That's going to give him a nice little position. And yeah, submarine mortar coming through the middle of the map, which is actually going to find these Stalkers in a bit of an odd position. They will just be able to blink away. Concussive shells might grab one of them, and that's going to be a nice little pick off there for Optimus, but cost him a stim of his entire army. So BlinG kind of just dodging a bullet really more than anything else, I would say. Because that was a little bit of a dangerous moment there. Optimus up, 1-2-1 supply against 98 of his opponent. He'll find a third base to cancel as a Widow mine goes off somewhere. I don't actually know where. Oh, I think it was the Widow mine that was burrowed over here. It picks up a probe kill. Cancel on that third base, and BlinG continues. Optimus continues to run north as his own third base is mining here. So getting himself into a good position. There's been a big supply block on 1-2-1 though, and that's going to really slow down his production here as he is moving in to clean up this Widow mine, which has been a little bit annoying. There's that third base being dropped down once again. And these medevacs, a lot of them, 4 of them in total, not all full, but heading towards the main right now, looking to get some more damage done. As again, the third base has to be cancelled here. BlinG gets that cancelled down. Defends, kind of gets the army to move away, and Optimus, is he going to come into this? Nice target fire immediately on these medevacs. He kicks off one of the fuller medevacs, but these Stalkers in a little bit of trouble as well, and this is going to be a good trade again for Optimus, really. I mean, he's going to be able to pick up and leave now after he gets that pylon, and he leaves behind a couple of Marauders, but at the end of the day, I mean, he kills off a bunch of Stalkers for that. Back into the third base again here. Is he going to get that Colossus? He's thinking about it, but decides it's not really worthwhile. Widow mine goes off again and picks off a Zealot. Does a little bit of splash damage. Nothing too major. A couple of Marauders still left in the corner of this base as BlinG warping in more and more. Will finally start to stabilize on these 3 bases, but it's not a good position for him at all. Oh, Optimus! Oh, that was a huge mistake there. He lost 2 full medevacs, and that, well, I mean, that's like 16 supply, 20 supply of units, so immediately he just loses a 20 supply advantage that he did have. So that was a little bit of a shame there. Optimus is going to be mining away on this third base right now, which is again nice, but again he loses a little bit of his momentum there by losing 2 medevacs, which he really didn't need to lose. Back at home, extra racks on the way up, so his production continues, and he's continuing to just build medevacs right now. No sign of going into Vikings or anything at this point, as he loads up once again another load of medevacs. Moving in, he scans to see if anything is over here, which is a bit of a weird scan actually. He's moving in towards the third base once again. BlinG's moving out of position, and this could be a dead third base in a couple of moments. Stalker's in position. These medevacs will be turned away. I think there's too many hit points on this base for him to really pick it off with just 2 medevacs units. And Optimus will lift up and get out of there. Poor Marine left behind. The Stalkers blink away, and that Marine actually will survive. As these medevacs again, they want to try and head in towards this main base. There's not many units here. A few more Stalkers maybe makes it a little bit less engageable, as this one observer is being such a nuisance right now. Where is he going to try and come in here with these medevacs? Just flying around, just keeping BlinG guessing, keeping BlinG busy, which is kind of the aim of the game. You know, the less the Protoss player knows, the more the more threats you make against him, the more he has to be prepared, the less he can get the opportunity to move out, etc. And we just see more and more units coming out from Optimus. I mean, again, he's really looking to just never take a straight-up fight, because otherwise he'd have started building Vikings some time ago. This playstyle really revolves around never letting your opponent move across the map and fight you straight on, because in a fight, free Colossi without Vikings, they're probably going to wreck you. So he's really just buying time a lot with these drops, and then of course the game plan later on will be heading into that second stopper, which is actually coming up now, and the Ghost Academy too. So he's now beginning to head into kind of the next stages of the game, which will be to get into kind of the tech you need to fight this Protoss army. He comes forwards here, some nice force fields. I'm a little bit unsure about his continued commitment right now. And his army doesn't really seem that big. Okay, that's because there's 4 medevacs of units flying around that are full of units still. But there's the rest of BlinG's army as well. So again, just having 4 medevacs full of units just flying around is kind of threatening in itself. And oh dear, BlinG, is he going to get into position in time to deal with this? Yeah, I think he is. The burst not soon enough, or doesn't get Optimus close enough to that base. And BlinG again continues to have to spread out. I mean, he's doing a fantastic job. I mean, earlier he lost a Colossus and a few Stalkers, but since then he hasn't really lost loads. A few probes here and there, but apart from that, I mean, he's actually been doing a pretty good job of keeping his army split, and he's been doing a good enough job to actually be ahead on workers, to be able to be maxing out here, which is all you really need to be doing as a Protoss player. Getting in a storm up as well. He's getting into the position in the game where Protoss is going to be a lot more comfortable than earlier on. A couple of Zealots moving in to join this main army. A couple of Zealots over to the right side, just harassing a little bit here. That pylon was cleaned out from earlier in the game, and the 4th base moving into position from Optimus. Going to take it in a forward location, which is interesting because it means he's very confident with accepting the Protoss player coming his way. And again, he's just going to keep his opponent busy as we see 2 medevacs in towards the main base. Zealots will be warped in here. They're going to fend off this drop a lot better than Stalkers would. Once it's already landed, Zealots are the way to go, as this pylon going to get targeted down, and Optimus is just going to save whatever units he can. A little bit of a run by towards the 3rd base. Nearly kills that off there, but a big move in towards the natural expansion here. And how much damage can Optimus get done? He tries to get the Colossus. He's going to get a pylon. He will just lift up and leave. Stalkers blink after the medevacs, but don't quite get them. And again, Optimus gets away, keeping his opponent busy. And what a game we're seeing from Optimus. I mean, this has been very impressive from him. Always keeping his opponent busy. At this point, he's built himself up into kind of an upgrade, And no, the upgrades are fairly even on either side. He's getting the Vikings out, he's adding Ghosts. In fact, he might not have enough Vikings yet, though. He's only got 3, even though he added that 2nd starport on so long ago. And his 4th base might be in a little bit of trouble right now. He might have to lift this up and evacuate. Zealots charge into that there. In fact, that 4th base is definitely going to be falling. And what does Optimus try and do? He moves out to the north side. But I mean, BlinG sees this, and now he gets into a very threatening position because Optimus has to respond to this Protoss player who's going to start moving towards his 3rd base. What does Optimus do? Does he base trade? Is that what he's trying to do here? Drops in the main base, cleaned out by a warping of Zealots. Zealots are just going to be left to clean out the 3rd base here. Optimus, he's looking for the base trade right now. And, BlinG didn't bring his mothership core, so he's not going to have that opportunity to kind of, just recall back home. Zealot's going to walk into a meat grinder here. They're going to get cleaned out very quickly. BlinG's army halfway across the map, so he's going to lose his main. He's going to lose a lot of workers as well. As Zealot's being sent in towards the natural. I mean, Optimus actually has quite a lot of reinforcements here as he stims up in towards the main base. And BlinG is continuing to chase. His Colossi are finally going to catch up. Robo goes down, though. What else is fallen? The Temple Archives, is that alive? Yes, it is. But the bases get taken down here, and I think it's time for Optimus to maybe just pick up and leave. He's going to pick up with whatever he can and get out with as much as he can. And a few Marauders get left behind. You'll pick off another Stalker or so. That third base is very low on hit points, remember. So BlinG actually is very close to kind of losing absolutely everything right now. Optimus saves some SCVs. He gets this base over to the right side. He actually has another base coming back towards his third. A couple of Zealots still chasing around here. And once he cleans those up, though, I mean, again, the real issue is, does he have enough to fight against 5 Colossi and 5 Templar? He's got a couple of Ghosts, he's got some EMPs, and he's got a lot of Vikings. These Colossi need to be very careful. Can't afford to lose them before the battle begins. 2 Robos being made right now. No Nexus is being made by BlinG. He's just going to be satisfied with this base here and this base over here. Again, this is very low on hit points, though, so that could be a big pick-off if Optimus can find a way towards it. He's up 40 supply right now. He sees the army. It has to be a good engagement from him. He has to make sure he engages this properly right now. Templars will be moving forwards, and again, that's what them Ghosts are for, to try and get rid of this. He really needs to try and get rid of this right now. And we see a couple of medevacs moving towards the north side, and again, if he's able to, what's over here, Marine, so he'll watch out. If he can get rid of that third base, that's a lot of BlinG's economy which is going to be gone. Few Vikings here just going to be chilling out near this high ground, and again, that's a nice position where the Stalkers won't get under them quite as easily. A Ghost in the middle of the map, not going to achieve very much at all. As these couple of Marauders going to move around, kill off a couple of pylons. Zealots towards this 3 o'clock base, going to clean out some of these mules here. As the Stalkers looking to see what they can achieve. Another Ghost gets taken down. This Observer's been here all game long, has been very effective. These 2 medevac, 2 Marauders doing an alright job. Again, these Zealots working away on that orbital. As BlinG pressures at the front, he's catching up in army supply. A scan on top of this army though, and I think Optimus is going to start feeling a little bit confident about this. Here come the Stalkers though, they're going to start move into this. But Optimus moves forwards, he's going to pick up a lot of these Stalkers. Marauders still fighting away against a couple of Zealots over here. More storms coming in. Optimus just has to be very careful about the storms. If he can survive the storms, the Colossi are falling very quickly as the snipes come in as well. One more storm on top of the Colossi, but BlinG is starting to lose absolutely everything. All of the Colossi fall. He's kind of out of Templar as well. He's got a few back at home, but he's lost a lot here. Oh, huge storms from the side though. I didn't realize there was Templar over here. And that was a big engagement from BlinG, a big set of storms to help him out in that position, as he's got a few more available. But there are EMPs, so all Optimus has to do is land a couple, but he only gets 1 snipe off. Now he's going to try and keep sniping. He really should have just let EMP these Templar though, I feel. The army is so spread out right now for Optimus that these storms, they're not going to hit very much, and some Marauders stimming forwards here to try and target down these Templar. The storms go off. There's not much left for Optimus at all, but he's going to be able to push through, I think. Some Zealots coming in. He's going to get rid of that Archon. He has to back away. His units are on such low hit points. He's going to try and grab a couple more Stalkers. Some more Vikings coming in, but is there even Colossi here? I don't think there's a single Colossus on the map. There isn't, as reinforcements coming in as well. A single Ghost, and you will see those Templar with the Vikings. They will land on the ground once more here, and there's a couple of storms available. The Ghost will try to grab a couple of snipes, and he snipes a couple. 1 storm remains here, but BlinG is going to start to lose his 4th base, and this 4th base looks as though it might be going down. The Templar are going to get picked off here. BlinG is down, and is he out? I think he might be. He's going to lose this next, as he did get his natural back up, but he's barely mining over here. He's got a few workers on his 3rd base. I mean, his 3rd base is saturated kind of nicely. 1 single Templar scans, has the snipes available, and he tries to land the MP. He just misses it though, so that's a little bit of a waste of energy. 1 storm to zone this Terran army away, and another available on that army. 4 Templar on the map right now. Other than that, just Zealots. So the storms are so important. That was a good storm there, but that Templar will now fall. Is it enough though? As continue to push forwards here. Optimus just looking to see what he can do. These Vikings will land to add that little bit of extra DPS. They might be able to target down the Templar, and Templar just going to feed back the medevacs. But again, I think BlinG is, he's just about hanging on here throughout this. Optimus is starting to mine out. He's kind of mining on long distance with a few of his SCVs towards that 3 o'clock base. But I think he might just have enough to push through here into victory. Is BlinG got any Templar left? No, it's just Zealots. So he's going to have another couple of feedbacks with these Templar morphing in, and then some Archons, which are going to be effective against this low health army. As he moves forward here, he wants them feedbacks, gets rid of that healing ability on the medevacs on this Terran army. Archon's coming in, but they're not going to morph in time. GG is called, and Optimus takes game number 1 here of this best of 3 against BlinG. What a game. Wow.